Hello friends, it's me, your pal Bill Savely with Savages Disc Golf. It's been a while. Has it really been 2 weeks? It's been 2 weeks since I posted a video. So, where have I been? What's been going on? Well, first and foremost, I've been really busy. Full-time job, life stuff, etc., etc. But we last talked about the baskets and the blossoms. Already covered that. I think I did pretty well there. I shot an 885 rated round, which is great because I'm currently rated 821. So that's good. I think before that I played in the league in Berwyn and I shot 9 under par. So man, I was riding high, just full of it, going, man, here we go. I think I've turned a corner. Then I had to miss a week. I missed the league on Wednesday last week because we had a bunch of stuff going on and I just couldn't get out of it. We were going to go to a concert and then something came up and then that became the most important thing to do, understandably. So then that's what we did. We, meaning my amazing and beautiful wife. So missed the league on that Wednesday. And then I noticed they had a sanctioned league that played on Sunday. They were playing down at Delwood. Delwood's my favorite course. The Canyons. And they were playing the lower layout, which is something that I really enjoy playing because it's a shorter distance. It's not as humiliating to play the shorter distance. So I'm like, hey guys, I reached out to a couple of guys in the league and I said, you guys want to play this thing? It's sanctioned. Come on, let's do this. And thankfully, 2 of the guys that I really wanted to play with agreed to coming out and playing in that league. So that's what we did. And by goodness, I shot 5 over par. 5 over par at Delwood on the lowers. I kid you not, I cannot shake the +5 label. For some reason, I cannot play better than 5 over par at the Canyons, at Delwood, in the lower layouts. And I really was thinking to myself on the way home from that league, why is it 5 over all of the time? What is my deal? And it's simple. I am not as far off the tee as other players, number 1. Number 2, I'm not as accurate as a lot of these other guys in terms of throwing off the tee and getting it as close to the basket as possible. Even if distance-wise I'm not throwing as far as some of these guys, I can still put my disc in a better position for that second shot. A lot of the times I'm too far to the left, I'm too far to the right, and in the instance of the Canyons on that Sunday, I believe it was in April the 22nd, I went out of bounds 3 times. 3 times. That is a bite. So you're taking a bogey pretty much every time you go out of bounds. And then also I had one hole that I just fell apart on. A par 3, I had a decent drive, set myself up for a nice second shot, and that second shot, for some reason, my form probably just locked into place. Perfect angle, perfect release, perfect change of weight distribution. That disc took off like a piss missile. Phew. Too far, skipped down a hill. So then I'm there in 2, it's a par 3, I've got to scramble to get back. I don't scramble back to not only save par, I can't save bogey. So I took a double bogey on a par 3. That's 2 over par, which is kind of like an elbow to the face. The worst. And then I think to myself, that's why you shot 5 over. The holes that I think I should be able to get in terms of birdies, I don't do it with consistency. I just don't. And there are at least 4 holes at Delwood on the lower layouts that I should be able to birdie with consistency. Now, consistency also is on my end. I need to throw that disc better. I need to throw it more accurately in order to hit that even par goal that is so elusive for me in the Canyons. But I'll get there. So, I had the 885 rated round with the baskets and the blossoms. And then this particular round rating for the canyons, since I finished 5 over par, 849. Not bad. So remember, my goal is an overall average rating of 850 by the time the July ratings come out. So I've got all of May and all of June in order to hit that 850 average. With the rating that comes out next week, Tuesday, if that second round is counted, if the league rating is counted, I'll probably bump up to 823. It's a slow process. I have a lot of mid 700 rated rounds that need to drop off in order for my rating to rise better. But my rating is consistently going up, which is great. I don't have any complaints about it. It's gonna be slow, and I'd rather have it happen organically than me just like catch fire and then taper off. Speaking of taper off, boy did I taper off in the league last night, the Glow League. I think 56 guys showed up, and I think I tied for 35th. I shot 1 over par in the Glow League. Now for me, at this level of my development, that is absolutely terrible. Terrible. And I think to myself, how in the world did I shoot 1 over par? Realistically, it kind of felt like I was 5 over. I was playing that bad. I couldn't hit the broadside of a barn with my putter. Putting, atrocious. Off the tee, That first hole, hole number 1, is an easy par 4. You should birdie it every time. And I set myself up to do just that, and I missed. I missed an easy putt. I hit the bottom of the basket. So I took a par, and I thought, all right, here we go. Hole 1A, we go there. That's a terrible, terrible hole setup for me. It's basically a forehand style hole. And well, I don't really have a very good forehand yet, but I've been working on it. So I end up parring that hole, and I thought, okay, 2 holes in, and I'm at even par. Let's go. I have 18 more holes to work with to bring my score down, which is what I wanted to do. I throw a big hyzer on hole number 2. The wind catches it a bit. The momentum carries it. It skips across the walkway and out of bounds. I don't make the par save putt from out of bounds. It's too far out of my range. So I take a bogey. And I'm like, all right, I'm 1 over par. But then we go to hole number 2A. Elevated basket on top of a garbage. It's a garbage can. It's a blind shot, but I love this hole. I throw it close, tap in for my birdie, and there I am. I'm back to even par. And I'm like, let's go Savely. And then I just kind of fell apart. I, honest to goodness, fell apart. And I wrote it down so I wouldn't forget. I shot 1 over par, but I had 5 bogeys. 4 birdies, but 5 bogeys. So where are the positives? Number 1, I didn't have any double bogeys. But on this course, you shouldn't have any double bogeys. I've played this course enough. It's my home course. I'm comfortable with it. I know where everything is. I know the angles. Perfectly in the daytime. At nighttime, it's different. These eyes are 60-year-old eyes. My depth perception is not good when it's really dark outside. So a lot of times I don't know exactly how far I am. And I know you could use a rangefinder. I don't even think I'm not that developed enough to know exactly how far I'm throwing my discs, which means I should work on that to know exactly how far I can throw a disc so that I know how much effort to give. You know what I'm saying? And then the second time we came to hole 1, I thought, all right, I need to birdie this. And I set myself up, shanked the drive off the tee, so I had a long approach, but I'm better at it. And I'm like, okay, you normally choose a putter. You don't want to be too short. Just bump yourself up, throw the zone. It's just 1 speed more than the Envy. And you know what? I got a hold of that zone, and it skipped out of bounds again. It just wasn't my night. I missed a lot of putts. But one of my card mates, Chris, he shot 12 under. And Chris consistently shoots between 9 and 12 and 13 under because he's consistent. So I start thinking, what's the difference between my game and Chris's game? Chris throws a little bit farther than I do, but Chris is a lot more accurate with his shots. Chris knows exactly where his disc is going to go based on where he wants it to go. It lines up. Also, Chris is a much better putter than I am. Chris utilizes a straddle style putt, and he's got a nice pendulum motion that's consistent every time. So Chris's release point, Chris's motion, everything. He was draining putts left and right yesterday. And that's how he shot 12 under. He put himself into position to capitalize on getting birdies, and then he executed by having a really good putting technique, being confident with his putts, and making it happen. There was only one hole that he missed. That was it. The rest of the card, he was on fire. Goals. Goals. So where do I go from here? I know I say that a lot, but realistically, this is what's in my brain now. I have to wait an entire week in order to play in the Glow League again. It is what it is. I won't be playing disc golf anywhere this weekend because it's Mother's Day weekend. But come next week, I'll be well rested, I'll be focused, and I'm gunning for 10 under par in the Berwyn Glow League. Also, in terms of tournaments, I signed up for the J-Town team, the Directors Team Challenge, and I'm number 1 on the wait list for the lower division. I just didn't get on that in time, and people filled up the roster slots, and now I wait. I have to wait for someone to drop out of the lower levels, the lower rated rounds. I gotta wait for somebody to drop out for whatever reason, and then I get picked. So chances are I might not be able to play in this tournament, which is a drag because I really wanted to play in this one, but it's a learning lesson. You gotta jump on this stuff right away. Then later in May, I'm playing in the Glitch Championships. You get 2 different discs. One is a glitch, one is a parachute. They're both putters, they're both very glidey. And it's gonna be at the Canyons in Dellwood. They're gonna alter the course a little bit to make it a little shorter because everybody's throwing putters and nobody wants to throw a putter on a 600-foot hole. New. So, super excited. That's where I'm at. Clash of the Canyons is in June, the weekend of my birthday. So I'm super stoked for that. I will make sure I register on time for that so that I get a slot. And then it's really just seeing if there's maybe 1 or 2 tournaments, 3 before the winter hits, and then it'll just be exclusively Glow League again. But I don't want to think that far ahead because I really want to enjoy this summer. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Thanks for subscribing. It's free. Just hit that button. Just hit it. It's free. Please. I will see you next time. Peace.